Greetings, one and all. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Ladies, it is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. And you know, here at Vegan Intel, we always keep up with these awareness months. That way, at least we know once a year we touch on certain subjects, try to reinforce the idea of taking care of yourself concerning these various sicknesses and illnesses. And so today we're going to be talking about ovarian cancer. Good to see you, April, Danielle. Body sculpture challenges here. Everybody come on in, come on in. Let's get it started. Ovarian cancer's got to be horrible. It's got to be. The situation with cancer is I think it's a bit confusing because there's so many toxins and so much artificial flavors and artificial colors, preservatives and chemicals in our food and in our environment that I'm sure is quite hard for science to pinpoint exactly what's causing many of these illnesses. Good to see you, More Power. Glad you can make it, brother. So, doing research on especially the various types of cancer is complicated. I remember when I was young, I had probably only been a vegan maybe about a couple years probably. I went to see this lecture. Back then we used to rent chairs and bring scholars to like houses to talk. And this one sister, she had a lecture at her home, and it was a brother by the name of Brother Ra. And Brother Ra said something very interesting, and this had to be like 1980, somewhere in there. And he said there was only one type of cancer, but it shows up in different parts of the body. I'm not saying that's true, but it's very interesting because he said if you get it in your, testicles, then you have a testicular cancer, or whatever they call it. If you get it in your uterus, you're going to have cancer of the uterus. If you get it in your pancreas, you're going to have pancreatic cancer. If you get it your colon, you're going to have colon cancer. I thought that was interesting. But cancer is a serious problem. There's so many different types, and I'm not sure if doctors know what to do. Yeah, that's what he said, Danielle. But we're going to talk about the ovarian cancer and what's going on with that. And it is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. It's a few different causes. This awareness month in September. This is the second one we're covering. Well, really, this might be the first one. I have to go back and look. I might be thinking about last month, but let me make sure. Yeah, that was last month. But it's amazing how some of these months there's so many uh, sicknesses that they have to share a month. It's Suicide Prevention Month. It's Childhood Cancer Month. We'll talk about that. Today we're talking about ovarian cancer. Leukemia and Lymphoma Month. Suicide Prevention Month. That's a shame. Sepsis Month. I don't even know what that is. I have to look it up. Childhood Cancer Month. That sounds horrible. I tell you, we have to turn this health situation around on this planet. Now, when it comes to ovarian cancer, it says that the exact cause of ovarian cancer is unknown, but several factors have been identified as potential risk factors. These include age. The risk of ovarian cancer increases with age, particularly after menopause. It says hormonal factors, use of hormone replacement therapy, and an early onset of menstruation have been linked to an increased risk. So that's interesting. They saying that genetic factors, inherited mutations in genes such as BRCA1 or BRCA2 can significantly increase the risk of ovarian cancer. Obesity, being overweight or obese increases the risk of ovarian cancer. Asbestos exposure. Studies have shown a link between asbestos exposure and an increased risk of ovarian cancer. They tore down my old high school, Luther South, because they found asbestos in there. Now imagine, we was going there 4 years, and I went there 4 years. So imagine the damage that could have possibly caused, depending. I'm not sure how that works. Other potential risk factors include a family history of ovarian cancer, a history of pelvic radiation therapy, and certain types of infertility treatments. It's important to note that not all women with these risk factors will develop ovarian cancer, and many women without these factors do. If you have any concerns about your risk, talk to your doctor. So it just sounds like they really don't know. That's what it sounds like. Like they have no idea. So it sounds like. Well, that's what it sounds like. Now, as far as prevention go, they say while there is no definite diet to prevent ovarian cancer, certain foods have been linked to a lower risk of developing this disease. Here are some evidence based recommendations. Fruits and vegetables. Consume a variety of fruits and vegetables, especially cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. Increase intake of fruits high in antioxidants such as berries, citrus fruit, and apples. Whole grains. Choose whole grains over refined grains as they provide fiber and phytochemicals that may protect against cancer. Nuts and seeds. Include nuts and seeds in your diet as they contain healthy fats and antioxidants. Soy products. Some studies suggest that soy products such as tofu and soy milk may reduce the risk of ovarian cancer. Other foods, consider consuming olive oil, which has anti inflammatory properties. Limit processed foods, sugary drinks, and red meat, as they may increase the risk of ovarian cancer. So they have to say may increase because they're not sure. They're not sure, so they have to say may and may increase. What a mess. My advice to you would be eat lots of fruits and vegetables and lots of nuts. You know, my grandmother and my grandfather, even my mother and father, they ate lots of walnuts and pecans, and they ate peanuts too. But they really loved pecans and walnuts, and that was something that people ate regularly as a snack. Now, I can't say if women were having ovarian cancer and stuff that much back then. I didn't hear of it. And who knows, maybe the doctors didn't even know how to diagnose it, but I don't think so. I think they were doing a lot better in a lot of ways. How to prevent it? While there is no specific prevention methods, living a healthy life like exercising, eat better, and don't smoke, these things can help prevent all types of cancers. And that's absolutely correct. You got to eat better. You got to get more, especially fruits. You want to get the fruits in the body and you want to get the vegetables in the body. They both build and clean. And they both do great things for the body. Mankind hasn't done the full research on the plants, so we're still light years behind the wonders. of plants. So we're probably cutting down plants that could save lives and building golf courses. Now, there's a lot of foods that they claim can help fight cancer. Carrots, the beta carotene, which is this orange color, is very healthy. Berries are like a superfood. You always hear anytime there's any advice about food to be taken, it's always berries. Nuts is another one that's always mentioned when it's about health. Broccoli is very good to eat. Just don't overcook it, you know. Steam it to the point where it's soft and it's cooked, but not to the point it's just soaking wet and drooping. Beans, cinnamon. Cinnamon is got a lot of healing properties. Citrus fruit, turmeric, flaxseed. Flaxseed is really good. I grind it up and put it in my protein shakes. Garlic. I cook with garlic a lot for sure. Tomatoes. Now I got to increase my tomato intake. I'm not getting enough tomatoes. So I got to work on that and get more tomatoes into my body. Olive oil. I get plenty of olive oil. I cook with it. I use it for my skin. I use it for my hair. I use it for everything. Spinach. I get a good amount of spinach. I eat spinach throughout the month. Different amounts, different months. But I definitely eat the spinach. Spinach is one of the greens I eat. And whole grains. And whole grains are always great for the body. Lots of nutrients. If you want to get your protein and all that, that's a must. And so, they say these are the top 5 cancer fighting foods, but different articles say different things. Oh, this is from Dana-Farber Cancer Institutes. So Dana-Farber Cancer Institute's nutrition team recommends these top 5 cancer fighting foods: tomatoes, kale, quinoa, sweet potatoes, and apple. And one thing about apples is they always would say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And they've been saying this for years. And you have to wonder, what did they know? Because they've been saying this since the early 1900s, from what I know, maybe longer. But I know they were saying that when I was born. So they knew something. I need to take their advice to eat an apple every day, to be honest with you, when I think about it. I love the Honeycrisp apples. So, yeah, you surely have to eat uh, foods that can heal instead of foods that need help digesting and can kind of take away. So you surely want to eat foods that heal. Sunflower seeds are excellent. Pumpkin seeds are excellent. Give pumpkin seeds to your children. I know people that do it because it's like a natural dewormer, allegedly. The African Hebrew Israelites told me that, give your kids pumpkin seeds. But I don't like the salty ones. I think they got too much salt on them. Now, they're saying overall, the rate of ovarian cancer diagnosis has been decreased for several decades. And this is in the United States. They say it's been decreasing for several decades. They're saying contributing factors: the increased use of oral contraceptives and a decrease in menopausal hormone therapy are believed to contribute to the decline in incidences. I don't know what the oral contraceptives does, but they say divergent trends. While the overall trend is downward, specific subtypes of ovarian cancer have shown different patterns. Serous carcinoma, the most common type, has significantly decreased across various racial and ethnic groups. Clear cell and endometrioid cancer have shown cancers with an S have shown increased incidence, particularly among Asian Pacific Islanders and Hispanic women. Racial and ethnic disparities, the different trends in specific ovarian cancer histotype highlight the need to monitor and develop targeted interventions for various groups. So that's in the United States. They're saying it's kind of down. It's not that big, but around the world, they're saying ovarian cancer incidence is projected to significantly increase globally by 2050. But in the United States and some other developed countries, the incidence has been slowly declining. The global rise is driven by increasing burdens in low income countries and aging population, while lifestyle factors in high income countries contribute to a decreasing trend. So they saying around the world. So they really making it sound like underdeveloped countries are having a problem. And they're not really explaining that thoroughly. So I don't know. It could be some countries, maybe that working conditions, or maybe cleanliness. Who knows? But I do know, ladies, you have to really take care of yourself. Ladies, your parts are different than the men's are, because you get pregnant, and because when you have sexual contact, you're the one that's entered. So your body is definitely have to be really clean, and you really have to work hard to eat really well, ladies. For example, a woman that gets pregnant, she has a baby. Then the baby's able to breastfeed, which means the woman is open because the milk comes up and comes out, right? But the milk doesn't do that until she has the baby. So it just shows you that a woman's body is open, right? And so a woman has to constantly be cleaning her body. She has to constantly be eating things that chase away garbage. And that's why women really should eat lots of fruits and vegetables and cut back on some of the other stuff, because they have to constantly purge their bodies. They have babies, they breastfeed, right? They're not designed to go to war, so they're not built rough. They're not built rough. How rough can you be with breasts sticking out? You know what I'm saying? See, I got, but you can't hit no woman like that. And so I think the women really, if you ask me, women should be like health nuts. Like they should be extreme when it comes to health. Yeah, and I think if we get the women to be extreme kind of health, That could save the whole country and the whole world because they do a lot of the cooking. Off the top, if mommy is really healthy and mommy gets off the garbage, then the children won't have that. She'll guide them in the right way and guide her daughters in the wrong way. But if the mother's consuming the wrong thing and has a daughter, that daughter is born, she's carrying that baby eating toxic and unhealthy food. Then the baby's born and mommy still got toxic and unhealthy food around everywhere. And then it's bad. Then when she meets a man, he's going to be more likely to follow her lead and eat the same thing she's eating. So I think it would be wise to get the women to clean it up. But see, we living in a world where people don't want to admit that certain food might not be healthy for you. They want to play, people play a little like they don't know, they're not sure. And they do that when they 20, then they 30, then they 40, then they 50, and then they start having medical problems because we live in a time where a lot of this information that we're pushing as vegans is new. So they're able to brush it off. But if you look at the world historically, then plant-based veganism would definitely be the way to go because as you go back in time, as you go back to when I was little, when you go back to my mother and my father, they ate way more fruits and vegetables than this generation. I mean, my mother would cook a big pot like this with corn on the cob in it. And this wasn't a GMO corn on the cob. This was the real corn. They cooked big pots of greens and lots of potatoes, lots of beans, string beans. And so when I was growing up, in the 60s, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, uh, especially your foundational black Americans ate way more vegetables than they do now. They ate way more vegetables. They didn't eat a lot of meat like that. First off, nobody could afford it. And they used to have a lot of children. And when you got a lot of children, you gotta cook a lot of food. They would have 4 children, 5 children, 6 children easily. I mean, the average was 2 children. One child was rare. Very few people only had one child. It was always 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 was real popular. 4 and 5 was popular. A lot of people had 4 or 5 children. This generation wouldn't believe how many people had 4 or 5 children. That was really common. Seriously. And so they had to eat more vegetables and more fruit. And fruit was abundance, and fruit was a snack before candy. Before candy, children, we snacked on apples and oranges and tangerines, nectarines and plums and grapes. And that's what we snacked on. That was our candy until, as you start getting towards the late 60s. That's when the candy took over. So, ladies, take care of yourself, and men, take care of the women. Try to encourage them to eat right. Try to encourage the women to eat right. Try to make sure they eat healthy and eat these foods that help cure and clean the body instead of just trying to eat to get full. You can't just be eating to get full. You have to eat for the nutritional value and for the healing effect of the food. The food has a healing mechanism in it. So make sure you do that. Ladies, hope you have a great September. You know what I'm saying? And go and go get a checkup and, eat right. You know, more fruits and vegetables, more fruits and vegetables. That's got to be a battle cry. More fruits and vegetables, right? All right, so you all have a great day, and I will see you soon. This stands for vegan and victory.
Peace, health, and longevity. If you want to consume more plant-based foods, if you want to abstain from junk foods, if you want to consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs, and avoid dead flesh, artificial flavors and colorings, sweeteners, anything that is unreal basically, purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El-Aton, who has been a vegan 40 plus years. He will take you step by step on how to abstain from the junk foods, how to abstain from the dead flesh, the chicken, the turkey, the pork, beef, and all sorts of animal products. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, to eat more natural. Remember that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Consume of every fruit-bearing and herb-bearing tree. Unto you it shall be for meat. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El-Aton. Peace, health, and longevity.